What happens to Sarah in the book, and I share some of her experiences as well, is that she has been raised during the 70s in Sweden and has been taught that she can do whatever she likes. She has the same possibilities and opportunities as her male friends and lovers. What happens then when the child is born is that she feels very fooled and trapped and limited, because she feels that the society tells her that she are the one who have the main responsibility for the child, and her husband continues to work very hard as if nothing had happened, and comes home at Friday nights like a nice guest or something. So she gets really frustrated and angry. Of course she loves her child, it's the most wonderful thing that have happened to her, of course, but she refuses the idea that she are supposed to be more important to their child than her husband, because she really thinks that he must be that as well. She didn't have any idea or plan of quitting her old life and become a housewife or something. I mean, she has a job that she loves, and she still wants to be that whole person that she used to be before she became a mother. Go to movies, meet friends, all those things, participate in the other world as well. You can even have these kind of questions about, do you really love your children? Why won't you be with them? Why do you leave them on daycare? Don't you love them? We have this very strong motherhood myth that tells women over and over again that when you have your first child, you are supposed to be there all the time, all the hour of the day, night, and so on. And father can of course leave their home and come and go as they want to, and nobody would think that is odd or strange. I read this report that fathers of little children are the ones who work most hours a week compared to men in other ages. I mean, being at your work is holiday, I think, and being at home, that's the real tough work. What I thought was interesting, that women, when women come home from their work, their stress hormones and their pulse raises a lot when they come home from work. And for men it was the completely opposite. When men come home from work, their stress hormones lower and their pulse lower. And that says something about whose work starts when you come home. I don't think it's, you know, biological or anything like that. I think it's just about who are there actually, who spend time with the child. You know, in the beginning it's easy, you just breastfeed your child and he sleeps. And then it continues if they don't actively tries to break this pattern. So we bottle feeded Leo, and that meant that Olof as well could give Leo food. So I wasn't just the food machine. So they had a really close contact. Then he actually was at home quite a lot. And then it was interesting to see that in a couple of weeks he was the one who had the main charge, who had the main responsibility, and suddenly he was the one who phoned me on my way home from work and saying, Maria, don't forget to buy milk because we are out of milk and diapers. Of course it was very strange to go to your work in the beginning, like 5, 6, 7 hours. And it was wonderful also, a lot of freedom, and suddenly I got my old life back and my job, which I love. That was my fear, to leave my other life. Of course I wanted to be a mother, but I also wanted to be Maria, the old person Maria, with all my interests and longings and so on. And I am convinced that if we actually share, men and women share parenthood equally and all the things around the domestic work and so on, it's possible to be both a mother who have a lot of time with your children and have your personal life with friends outside the home. But as it looks like now, when we have this system that women are supposed to do all these things, it's very hard to combine work and family. But if we shared it, it would be very easy, I think, if men took half of their responsibility. And it's also tragic for the father, having a child who is not comfort with you, who you actually can't comfort. That's also tragic for all the fathers, I think, not being so important in their child's lives.